Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Honorable Musa Baji, bismillahi, Honorable Musa Baji. Alikalo talinding, alhamdulillahi, nga ala tentu UDV TV media ane lamin silla online. Ke kumandi kachato kachame yaronko ndile banku dingule bede dentala kaje ko talinding ko liye isamba UDP kaje ko UDP ko isita keke deputy ite fangana so wala UDP ko sonta wala ndel bembo jale kingol konati ke bismillah ka enyinin ka jumalo Musa Baji Musa Baji la ululal bu jumal leti Musa Baji karanta karambu jumal to fobi Musa Baji UDP Musa Baji bismillah Musa Baji UDP TV media bismillah Musa Baji la ministre online TV ni bamfa kamarolom na show to UDP United Soreti forum mo bijele bari ñu fana ngaada da atel député wolle nani ka katta salma ko no campagne wala nyamen nar signo moy no nyamen kumpoy bonne altema ni atata ke ni tar gagner kata député bumla intel membe diaspora nar signo moy no at sayumba ko la mele fana be wol ko isi la moy no forum wala kaji ko Musa Baji kunu abi député bumla ay ñine fo abalanta ñine la o asonta ñine la wala nga ñing forum mo ñing programme mo yele pour atelier nasi ñoo moy akata nga ko wala kama ka ñoo ma koy ke kilinti kay tan ko ite Musa Baji mandin ko ke men fo ani UDP ko me UDP ko to ko yakam na ko UDP mandin ka folati adun mo die hard UDP woto woson no ko ndel membe fen din ko to ay karono kam so ta dum be volt hayna taboko wati nako wallahi gambiyan ko be kire site kay ñu la sikoma site tano la sikoma wati nako itelan bi na nyaaji ngani jola miskok je kalon ko ñina mi itela ciosano atel wuta ñina ko adu moy la ciosano wala kumayata ite ka ñoo buña ñola ciosano la na tekiliti UDP o silota ita fana d'accord to silole la ko silota mani bismillah honorable Baji
barka bake onkul Banfa be la moylal be controna be technicien o controna be kendo be la moylal be controna mun be diaspora anin Gambia jang comme Cameroun la lin car forola jumalo Musa Baji fi Musa wulu talidine talini kunjang fama wulu ka fole Fabakar Baji mama ka fa Mariama Koli na wula flol be mu by tribe jolalem wuluta alkal kundale talidine kalia beta kordale kom Taratal in primary school dolom first batch after primary 6 Tata Latrikunda Secondary Technical School. From there I moved to Muslim High School Extramurals. Mana me oton shifter to Banjul Academy and from 5K also. Then after that in 2002 I joined the army. Of 12 years army, I've been to Darfur. In that 12 years, 7 years of that 12 years, military intelligence unit. Military intelligence unit, I've done courses on intelligence, introduction to intelligence, diploma to intelligence services and other things. So somewhere in 2011, I decided to go to Gambia College to pursue a higher teacher certificate course, specializing in French. I was already at Alliance Française, French here for a while, couple of years. Then I had to opt for French, teaching of French or French language at the college level, Gambia College. So not over in 2015, it's coincided with the end. I left the army to go into teaching. I left army to go into teaching for like 2013 to 2018. Kabri mol natan no mo prokadum council ya kono through a by election mi anko nga gagné nataw gagné sul serve remaining month of 8 months nataw okay as councilor ward councilor for talending wara talending mom fara fulati 8 months killing wato kono mol natan ku baje 8 months kono rek marché fulabi yemi alon ko e jonkon problème so men ko it has been many years if you musol min fombe jonkon to take marché to kata damen na cordale to use to ease themselves when na ke disgrace base at that time they gagné to minna so na ken ambition of the kasokawe sinje make sure they have a functioning tap running tap and if toilet facilities so today in Jilifikunda market and marché Fat Njai. Up till now, Musol can remember what contest Kabru 8 months of banda. I tried telling him for a flatty. But the mistake IEC did more geographically, them far away, but then voter revision okay to make sure that those that will fall in this category move to the next category. Okay. So where at Afanko, I'm not a favor because in the form of Kate Final for a Nimbo area to a man Kate by 200 and something votes, but still now in a nominate Kotake, Naratara Council as a nominated member representing the farming community. During that time, I participated in a lot of policy decisions. I contributed in a lot of issues, and then I'm in both committees like Committee of Agriculture, and then I'm the chairman of the Education Select Committee, Standing Committee of Council. And our committee, I'm proud to say committee in committee library Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda a project called EU 118 million project called Ming the education component, which is the library, is the baby of my committee, from conception to proposal, designing of the proposal and everything. Na committee into spearhead. And on the agricultural committee, I partake in a lot of development issues in the community gardens around KMC. So, in short, now political engagements, I garnered a lot of experience as it is now. So, for tempo to me, Musa de Motunga moved to another level. Ngamola Jiko Soto, Ngamola Karosoto, Kolia, Kol Mimbijang, but it's Sanjulu Sita, Sanjulu Morka Karte Fight. For the 5 years, Kabin Cartel for NBTM Mol Buka Deputy Buka Moi Ibuka Nafaje. Among the National Assembly Committee for Yamin, Frukalon, Deputy Kamuna Foje, Fentia Kamin Foje, Minkata Bankola Koto, or Minkata Telina Koto, but if I'm telling you Fankono Fentia, Akaikaja, Akaminke, Musuka follow, Foninka follow, football, development issues, development initiatives, Ibukaja, Akafenity, Akabinya Tonkaya, community engagement zero. So akata kutumianko I mold nuclear back and women from covering first year after now the election of mold taka foteko itelen taka molkete itelen taka mon nyaajo fitedenya. So it fills me a lot of hope with regards to what we can do together, what we can achieve together in Talindi. That's the more reason why the move come from councillor to go to MP, because a lot of vacuum in terms of leadership, in terms of reaching out to the people, in terms of community engagement. So all that in all and Talindi call ya
Ajalonta. Gambia. Gambia Allahu Akbar Gambia. Della banko bida kanten de. Mor katar kuma important dino fokan na banko kan. Nitu wako kumpu. Wado biye kafir fonyin dum. Fo e man lafinte lenga diamu bang. Fe man lafi communication o choto bang. Iki ko be mira fe mo ka la soto no akola. Watin na komiko technicien ina bu ñoy kan ko di. Allô? Allô? Na technicien malon faawe ñim moy kan ba.
Honorable Gira la ngabara network ko
Wala mbawol fay itu to man fay bu moy kan ma wala ko ba.
Be moy kan.
Wala. Honorable Gira network ko.
Yena na trek ba salen la ide ten.
Wala comme be Honorable Musa Fadi nolbe kacakam ala doko commencer de mana ala kram ko kilinken contenta back okay Honorable Nadal. Honorable iba moy kan.
be moy kan sa be moy.
Voilà continuer iba farmar jawar la ko mol fo kan ani mol bu kan ñoo moy na continuer woto ba. Allô? Allô? Iba moy kan? E kam moy ba?
Hanke moy la banfa.
Ok, bismillah. Continue diam, continue mon be la moy kan.
So kamala wole dundi nyim place nyinola tung katefa min kamba pour ka National Assembly member tombong ka katefa 2017 pour ka tasi mole banta bato ko talindin na yirwa kul ka caja nin ka bankola yirwa ka talindin kol manna woje nata juduna basu je muso kontan kaje ko man MP sur talindi o me telefon mol ka funne ko ani silol ka funne ko ni alain ke son niola député na la mbe tele keraje katu mol ko jikole soto yalo mol le tam semboti ni mol jikite la foy place o dile de kan traje fon koy be moto nyimal sanna mal borondila ibe mol ka fonye fon ko hani kan MP fon kaje even youth groups nanye house to house. He told me a come for not on the side of development but the fact that even if you want to seek audience with her abafole mbe bisine National Assembly mbe bisine ndroman time soto youth people muni along whole kate fay buke de no audience la to put across certain issues with regards to the constituency ite ko National Assembly ka busy mina mol fon buke jeje e ka commit wala ka fem for me along ko aka banko fon nafa wala ka kadu wala kar woro signa kilneta ka diam so nite ka fo mole ko ite be busy National Assembly wa ite talinin kol buke jeno musuka fol bukeje mol sula te jeno la hani mol la fela ila feka development ko kacha niya invite atina ko ko musul kamfa bake ani foninkel kamfa tali din kono wala nan tala market visit sol mummi ni ya jube malum na mol ya bonde online ni musul je ka manyami e ka sewo me tandi anate fonla taje e ka fata bakele wole o sababu kambala nte lafan tosidla pour nen talinin kolye dogo ke ngabata dal me talinin ngabay kadon ku jamale talinde mi alonko malon fe bañi kala ñato malon fo mbita ahead of you bang malon but then in an introduction, but because I don't want to go ahead of you. Maybe not a core job, even I mean, follow.
Voilà, comme il y a UDP la sinkangu follow na nkaji nyamen wala muyinto komiko ikolo nalle nati mo fahamu ngayte fangala karangala bunda men fo experience o men to fahamu rola wala tuna comme UDP ikamo kumandata mo me yalon ko ikala mutata because banko tamando manke komiko sapin kam fennum banko tamando manke komiko wita fenala cekala banta ya fa tuntu kunto banko tamando mo hakilolti banko tamando mo kala mutarolti ate ite ferenti yebunda men futa la karangala ma fala asel tabakele kata imaji international or makam e france makam ko wolbi makam ne UDP la dipito di dawdan ding exactly tibe ta fo kanyum ndol fanan kay ta fo nyaal say mbita kam bunda men na folo dan nembe dunna la nyinin karoto wala mo UDP ite dunta UDP kono nyaadi fo kana wala tembo mo de sayte ibe pareering pour UDP tam fo kay tam
abe pareling bake kabrin dunta council one of the requirements come make a karamin foteng ngadula clean to koma wala atina kabrin dunta council in 2020 2019, I went to MDI to pursue a postgraduate diploma in public administration. And now, when it comes to policy making, policy formulation, policy implementation, I will be prepared to serve the people better because coming to council, that's the first thing I do. I went to MDI in administration because I have to understand more issues of development, issues of governance, issues of leadership. You understand? So no policy development. I did it in a post, and these are all rich courses. I equip them more. So we are I'm more ready to serve the people because I'm affair with development issues, so to speak. So me parade because banka kele banko e kele tadindi tanga je ko jihad wolem be dunia dala bare mbel molla men ka fay ko carte wol sam e ko wala foy nyin kam ko se ko do moto yebulu wala nyin ko rafol politiko mo dunia na faleti kiri para so that na ko do rek ba mutala so ifana se fan ko ko be politiko ko no fongo fembe dunia ko no jang lakira so fongo fem akada bale ko no akada dolo min dula to akada government ko no akada e fongo fen ki nata be konti bola lakira rek wala lakira so lakira ba ko no kadu ga lakira ta ko no mammin ko mole ki politique place do mole ko do bi domo e ka fo lakira tije ala be konti bola. So I think statement on nata society corrupt. When tanga ko politiko kono e lake bijele because fongo ni yake anyanta konti bola. So nde lafta wala to city kaja ko ngatali ning kango janga yandi nga fasa nga bo kola fa warta e il a fait firol kela il a barema access to funds. So government man ben programs for youth development, government man programs for sports development, government man ben programs for women's development. It is a program gen ndolga Gambia government ka kibara rek dono funding na sa in taxpayers and into the national dépenses on fond to moyena fenkela for example you so la carola you do kunta yambe kering machenta yambe kering itara kono to ibe bitiko bitik taraje non gameno le bije ibe workshop taraje non gameno le bije government munala mirote kaje ko gameno li engage in those activities to reduce unemployment for you come with a robust program me alone government funding no national budget lekono. You cannot do that after you bottle for EU on Fenkoloke for. No, government, you have to start something. Understand? Your program should me alone abe funding train. You have to know actually like for instance in agriculture. Ndolka fenjama domojam even in the markets. When ning garden fengolom. 70% bekabona outside. The local produce thing, it cannot feed our market more than a quarter of a year. So we can have a council every week or every 2 weeks. Musol kabojana muni alonko, they go with more than 300,000. Kata Senegal, ngende njayol, ka jatol sang ka fengol sang in importa pagaso. I know them. I was agriculture and I was councillor representing farmers in Brikama. Ibijele amanke musu kilim founded. Musu Jamal found the teams. You could have Mofula, ye deng, ye tie 200,000. This is why Gambia could over symbols because we need minka finti banko kan welka sia minkana. Na kodo minka finti welka sia wala minkana because you nuka nen kodo mbeta aka boy Gambia jan ika samba Senegal ika bagasol sanang o bagasol kana murna jan. That means we need more safer needs that the people of Senegal need dalasi. This is why I found Gambia dalasi ka gena boy. So as a government,
Honorable. Comme il y a même pour cantonner, ni n'en carro bambula no melie in commandi talending, ye funding ki wala bunda memma, funding ki jama ibe jikri la, bari koni atre comme mbe ite ni n'en kanola, tonya, ni ye karto fa ite kala komi ko Fatimata Jawara, kili. Iko tonya ye karto fayite iko isi talindina bundao bundan fokata badala babala eriyawo eriyandina kolya damman bije sila tije lamputi wokata boko dol bije ni ikany julol men foto musi julol men foto ka bokko ni kata koñ ika silam le marchandise ko tare kunto musol kata silandi boyin kanga be kam marchaw di ko ni fota de je kolya men bije silor be tiñare lamputi je jiti je ko ya men bela fondi ko le nyum ko mofo bari ina tay inal faul meliyetel wulu ina taw la ko bula ko because bi talindina market ni market fulo me ba fo kante wol lebu lori iddi ila cordal la synchro la bari musol ferente bi da kallim synchro ko la be da ka fukam talindum ko be dum chabote fenda ka fo ka commence damen Comment quand moi le vent? Allô? Gambia. Allahu Akbar. Jiberlaro menina kono. Tele menina kono. Na banko felenting. Ninna molte diamu nola na dipetol milialon ko minel londi kanne ni te diamu nola ye diamu na moliye ke karto fay mo kendoliye ke karto fay lonaliye ke karto fay hamme maliye ke karto fay momeliye bankoje wonyante diamu la dunia kono dunia ye CDA Gambia dimuli ye CDA pour même batin nako nyaatu ta sotono ni nga commencé a diamul bo fokandron internet o kontu akata bala fati tonya na banko kata bala fati maram fo technicien be kalamare mbam fo nyadi technicien maram fo be kalamare ba na fon ko tatale
ninyi pare rek dana rek ko basile dara santo
voilà wayatin nako intel akati dakaroti na banko sa intel mantar fenje kan na banko be saran kan adu nimman tariya nim banko banta saran nan tel diron Gambia is finished me akri jamani men to be technology be sambo warlin dunia ko nyamen so no ya dunia ko nyamen tel banko be a kodi wolela tonya tel banko internet mantar Gambia bulu ndella banko internet ko Senegal le ko dunna banko ka wati nako ni nata fang mu mo bejibe ya bula mirankile ndella fewo fen ninka diamo Senegal ka tentenne fewo fen na kuma ya akono ya taye muna fa ndel membe diamo kante voilà hondra wi nada ko di
anke mo resay
voilà comme nga ñenen karo men nati na wala mu funding kew la ma fangati funding kew li bala baji kan ka baji tonya ni karto faye ite kale ko Fatima da Jawara tonya ni karto faye ibe lole la ko wala ba ka to muni atinna funding kew hayna nan talindin kono kumanta sonari inanyul hayna marché auto ko be kolari maje o marché to inali mel biye wolum korda sinkirolti say ni tara marché auto fente sanna nyana da fana ko do nyanta sotla fenga be da ba kolari marché to musol mel biye mel ke wa fere ko fo suto ko bo babala alla badara fokara la bo bla beto lampu tije ida tije ko be kolari bla beto morke sila morke boy gansilol kam surtout allo talindin bla tije yamu inata nyim fanam bela nyodala kajiko Musa Bay ebe lole itele mu bundalla funding kew an muso nyinen karo mo bundala adu ni manyina no Joshua fayte Musa Bay lombang local government ye at fang doma kata mola nakoto ke kata pila londije kay muso la santan dira ni la jabolu member katapila borndi kam akay kon takal musol natalo wo ko nata ko fetel musal e tata jebang fo modol tata jebang kata musol sembentu ya yemuno lo wo ko wolto ani funding ko la jabiro
yo abaraka bake angul banfa in garo nyen kum maya batale fondata kala ko min Fatima Jawara auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim alma ala intanka wala ka den be no jabiro kono kunu nga experience kilin so na mitin dulato ndara talindi medina le dara ba ma fon islamic school bala musol be jema fon e ko kari bari lampo fo anin dibo abe talinin fanna jamal la surtout jirfi kunda ma fon nani muro mon kono ngamo mol ka nyapi mol kanji yemin fo mu tonyati bare ndara talinin dara ba musol ko nyako akanaja nata jamma fon wole ay lampo ke korda kilin droneto will be NPP. So ako ni ayen sunu because ni mo ganyata as member of parliament enyanta kala mo bela député mo parti yo parti mo UDP MPP mo GDC mo APRC mo be tani ni kono jawol bela député lo na en nafa samana surtout min bu ko lampo ngamira enta kala korda sito le kan bare ka saw kordal bela comme nyinda madon nyunu kordal be MPP lampo ko to min fintana bantala e oyo mon yok yare ay kamfa ini wala be siri comme yen lampo ko min fo renko anu o sekeno kuti la wol lampo dol mo yer o sekeno kuti me encore député sa bulo kafuno kansulo kanne yo lampo siandi ye yurwandi talinin kono man you don't need millions to do that you don't need millions to do that kansulo fon e dol ka fayele kansulo do fon e dol ka fayele but hani say ma MP la in naka intervention with regards to that Nideo lampa sifal fonsoto. I think it's not proper. It as MP fan katako cordal identify call fix. Your approach should have been. I'll approach ko. I council all seven to ya. I tell me soto I na because councillors are at the grassroots level. I will donate la minna. I need a work a strategy like a more supply no la nyam supply o nyam. But nideka you can isolate from the councillors. All the two councillors in Talinding, it makes life difficult for herself and for the people or the community. So to come to your question, Yursol, nde alman tankala because ndella miro watati ndella karango jamfatati. Ndella karango jamfatati ndella miro jamfatati ndenga feel ko ndella banku kano tambita because I need opportunity min soto teng. I need 5 years min kitenje. Ndella nga kenunje motelo lamfe. Because I opportunity means soto few deputy layer soto in terms of traveling. I the opportunity means to travel with heavy podium. Deputy danta ne soto. But not another community. You'll buy a car 500,000, you buy another car 800,000. You know, so constituency allowance mean for BJ, Mobuka alone academy. So what is stopping her to set up a constituency youth enterprise fund or constituency women development fund? These are plans that are directly. These are my plans. I will have constituency youth enterprise fund, constituency women development fund, and then 25% of my salary I will cut it to save it into these funds. The fund raise different from my salary to put it into these funds. And in time I will cut it to put it into these funds. So sometimes I see it as just a selfish event. What is stopping them? Near Musol, women development fund at the level of the constituency, you have, let's say, even every year 120,000, 150,000 or do you know how much help it can do to certain women? They access 10,000 loan that they can pay for 6 months or 10 months. You understand? The business or grow near bank. You finish that 10 months. You can come and take 15. Near 15 or banjola, you come and take 20. So as we go yearly, it depends on our fund. You have more women coming to take that one interest free. Because when you go to these banks, they have a lot of interest to this thing, a lot of collaterals. So for at the level of my office, that women development fund, there will be minimum collateral, no interest, zero interest. Sometimes they have personal issues. It must save in sort. But where can they access funds? So if they have a fund to access at the office of the MP, if it's $5,000, $10,000, 10 months, every month you pay 1,000. You don't think it's going to be helpful? Or you want to expand your business? $10,000. So if that woman gets another extra 1,000, add a business worker. After 10 months, he can get another 15,000. Now you are bank. So they are growing. They will be growing in that sense. But you cannot be in one place. The whole of your entire year, it 3,000 a 10 years, same thing. $3,000 5,000 they grow. So the present MP lacks initiative. When it comes to youth enterprise fund also, I'll also raise funds because my intention there is to reduce unemployment at the level of Talinde. And this thing is going to be a pilot project. Government fund at the national level, at the local level. I will liaise with NEDI, I will liaise with 𝐴𝐻𝐻. They provide training. When they provide training, I give soft loans to youth. Trading even the 𝐶𝐎𝑍 because na case sample we can build a 𝐶𝐎𝑍 corner shops. Na funding use train through NEDI business enterprise development. You training sort of fund lunta business oyele. We tell along you trade in goods and then whether it allow poultry yele. Animal rearing, we can see how to assist you. No loan dealer, we supervise you. This we don't millions. Need a sample kilo strategy. It is going to be very easy to raise funds. It has to do with initiatives and ideas and commitment. So even at the national level, this is what I think the government should do, because government look at the budget for youth and sports. Youth development, $123 million, and even that, the development, what goes for development and what goes for recurrent budget, recurrent budget, all of that money. So there is no program that the youth ministry is funding with regards to like program for rearing of sheep and growing of cattle or something, program for youth involvement in gardening, program for youth in trade. Government and you have budget for that. Like you target code this year, we want to train 100 youths who will go into animal rearing, animal husbandry. This year we want to train 100 youths who will venture into gardening. This year we want to train 100 youths who will invest, who will go into trade, petty trading. You only have a budget for that. You budget training, you budget the loan, the soft loan you are going to give for them. At the level of central government. These are the programs I'm talking about. You have a target. Like for instance,
100
that we slaughter here, Ibeka Mali and Senegal.
100 yale be kuma bafo kan adumi alon ka abi Gambia dimul nafala yalo ni ko londo e même fo ka wala londo bari MP député bun kono bilo le kana kabana mansa kundala nyaton ko buri na député bun kono ito be même be fo kanten good idea pour que funding kewul makoy bar ni tata na bilo nata bilo mi yalon ko ita fa yalon ko me karto fayle nyiere pra bilo tambe bar ko do bu kadum atel debitol bulo kono ka yalon nin to nyana la do nga je demanding fo silo menna be 2022 me ka ko arabo muslim bankol bina Gambia sayam ko do nyin ka kafu feme mbat na silal do sido kuno nga fatima ta jawara moyle nda la ko to nyawending bara fane talindi na sila kumo fojje adu nga felenting amanke dibe tewul jamali bije ngamel interview e kela idea fe tunto tole bar kubu kana kije say ite be idea di ma nyimbe fokante is very good for the Gambian population mo be bari sila ite bo kele no la nyadi kaje ko woyike
Kamwele.
Ha mbe mo kam ha nke mo
Kamwele sen. Okay. Kele nyame ko bi ngadi amo folo nyame at the level of my constituency mbakala sample at the level of my constituency ntebe dol implement la jele. That means I don't need millions to provide certain funding for my youth enterprise fund. Nga usual train, nga provide training, nga loan dealer, mi anon ko programme oni mo be baji la Gambia kono jay baji la ko abe kekan talindin. Mala fa understand one. Secondly, at the level of National Assembly, mala fa ka for niya for but then nim budget onata. What stops them from dismissing the government budget? Need the idea for me anon ko I ndaka budget ko like Ministry of Youth and Sports and ndaka Ministry of Trade. You alio proposal for alio idea for budget on nata alma jeje ala to dismiss yeta ada ku ni atrako fana atrako my voice is in the minority, but then if I can have that persuasive authority on my fellow colleagues there, we ensure that ideal mean for we make sure government ye put in the budget, otherwise we throw it out yeta ada ku. That's what National Assembly is for. Because you might not like a complaint, you just bark and don't bite. You cannot be a dog that just barks and don't bite. Control left programs for the development of this country. When the executive comes with a budget that we feel is not going to be responsive to the needs of the Gambian people, we don't have to accept that budget. We don't have to accept it. So I become very persuasive towards my other colleagues with regards to the ideas I have, and it has to be included in the budgets or in the programs of those particular ministries. For instance, trade. Trade for the because trade budget is 138 million. So, like for instance, when there is trade deficit, balance trade deficit, but price will then high, global price can increase. Need a Ministry of Trade, any fund to equalize that deficit. It becomes difficult because that means for the impact people feel directly. But government budget okay, new market price will increase that, or expectedly, how do we neutralize it so that the impact is not felt by the Gambian people? Governments do that across the country, across the world. But the price will be increased, but the price local price will remain stagnant, whilst you neutralize with your funding in your Ministry of Trade. You understand? But that's not there. So price will increase in world market. It comes, the impact is received by people directly. Government to make sure that they mitigate that one. Like you say, okay, as we know Akafuta, but sign to subsidize like this. You tell your business people, yes, Akafuta, but sign this amount will subsidize so that the price will not be felt, the impact will not be felt by the common Gambian. So we will subsidize the increment of Samana, government will subsidize. But if you don't consider that factor in your trade trade budget, it okay no. So all quality. So need a MP. Those are things you will look into with consultations with your fellow MPs. In government you because you cannot understand how a Ministry of Youth and Sports can be 123 million, Ministry of Agriculture 300 and something million, Ministry of Tourism is a major employer 44 million, and then Ministry of President's Office 677 million. Meaning, if you put 3 ministries or 4 ministries together, President's Office of the mala budget, wala shata, ndola ministry sabati ni la nyoka, wala nani, wala lulu. Are we serious? We are not serious. Ite paraka bang la molwe musolwe gadno to mambo holo soto. Ndol nyanda ka nyadi la ni atara Gambia government 300 million. Little over 10 million atako dépense pour Senola. 300 million. Well, so ministry bija like 1 billion kije. 1 billion. Ministry of Finance. 1.3 billion dollars. Ministry of Finance. Could you imagine that?
Baji mela kumokundu baji. UDP la UDP la deputy ol siata majority leader. UDP le kokodol be silo bula mansa kundai ino kodol ita. Kodol jamba kodol fita kodol. Mbakaje sa il faut député milliard ko tel fan la UDP député yo ko do wote ko do ya itata anyata tal dama ko kata woto munan ne ko ministre commandant ka candi dia mo me ba fo kanten because ndangaji ko mi ko ikko idea balinat number malum fan la KMC albe independent al fan buri nyame al yiro bal fan buri nyame e kam be fotan ay malum fekani ideal be bondinal alla KMC la bang tarbe ben sula fonkol ko
ila jin karaba ila kuma la bol mo moy bare e ko fonka ideal bon nan KMC le anyway I you know KMC is a local government. Things that happen there are deals with local governance. And the Bankola normal. But in I did postgraduate diploma in public administration, and I did in one of my courses includes development economics. Development economics. So I also studied policy. So I was exposed to certain things internationally, international government through the development economics, how governments in certain countries develop. Kita module te mialan ko nga appreciate back like Korea, Japan, USA, you know, Bangladesh, development countries. They went for how did they come to that where they are now? You understand? So most of that I owe it to the exposure I have during my postgraduate diploma courses. You understand? Not generally from KMC also, but then I know, government Masakunda Bankol can develop based on the way their governments think. Based on the way government prioritize development programs and development issues. Gambia government, that's what we lack. You understand? Most of the things in recurrent expenditure takes most of our budget, and this is wrong. It more depends mansakunda more nyamol ning depends o be tale kake more ni essential ning saradil ning fenkolto, unnecessarily you don't know so that's the problem, because sometimes it's confusing for ning after the same central government ye lua bondi with regards to local governance, local councils 60 40 60 40% of the revenue of council should go back to the people. This should be used for administrative costs. But then this is not translated in central government's management of public funds. because central government mamre tulfanka would say because if you want to condition local governments to operate that way so that they become responsive to the needs of the people, central governments also ought to do the same. But in the central governments, they are not doing the same. So it coming for Kumate, I don't know how MPs like, for instance, Alain Forum coming for, ko Dibidel coming for Jama, a Kumate Molkalo coming for the alcohol for forum lot of thing. It's important because Gambia sometimes Dibidel of Kumakamal for Namanke University, Bukalong, Ikamune deliberate and who says what and who supports what. Sometimes you know this is what they against, and this is what that's a disconnect between the MPs and their people. Because kunum from Bafo meeting that ni MP be program or doc on a national assembly, you need to engage your people. Because you never caring banko kam, whether you work support a create lava, whatever bantaba session the create la, whatever group, but you over forum or labang, but you need to come with people to mirror their views with regards to things discussed at the National Assembly. So ni MP Montreal, and that means you are not conveying the aspirations of the people you represent, because you might make it as a unit of your own to go there and do whatever you want to do. We send you there to represent people, and if you are representative of the people, you always need to give them feedback, and then you sound their opinion. So what we yell, and then I feel sometimes I don't know actually how some of their voting lines are, but Ningatrako Ibe they give an okay to this budget, this present budget, 2022 budget. That's a great disservice to the Gambian people, because I don't think that budget is designed to help eradicate poverty. It's designed to at least to alleviate some of it's development oriented. I don't think this budget is, definitely.
Baji nke fenne de député bula ni ministre wato ni sai itelamu banko la londi tioti iteleka na député bula ko, for example lafta silo ni na dala million keme, for example silo membe bono la isa fono ya fo talending London million keme inona alia ko kacha fo député wole som million kemo yidi lokum killing lokum fula yena ya fako kodo mankitare alimma ko take million tallul ka fo million kimira député kana son ikake mune ko sabu itala fahamurin din kono kabo ila fahamuro kono kabriye londo soto kabo ya jamel masakundal fakana bare yim masakundal mune ko sabu
because ndefe député maybe député duka kisisiroge. Because deputy, you should be prepared when you go to assembly, and then you should do that. Okay. Because yes, you are not a construction engineer or something, but then you don't need to have a degree in engineering to know some basic things or to find out how you should know certain things, because in this age of technology, there are many ways you can research about road construction or consult people who are in the road construction. And so, because sometimes nobody attack a shot, then amala homework properly. If amala homework properly among and I trust that sometimes they come and tell you budget is 100 million. It for silo abukatara halfway, we need another 50 million. It doesn't make sense. It happened even with TRRC, but then that was a mandate in Nakafu. But that not so much to do with the cost, exhausting the cost within the stipulated date, but then another mandate extent. That is fine. But then when it comes to road can charge by measurement. Roads can charge by measurement, and on a quality basis. I'm not a consultant, but we know that. So kilometer of road is charged on this basis, and then I'm in a terminal. I'm like a sort, but you still don't go because I've seen Nedam, I've seen Barracks, Barracks Nedam, Dokul Minkijani CC. Ikatara sila doko fangole, le dokural mimbije, isanso sunya, ikasunyarol kijamianka, abuka silo affect fena. Abuka itol fang dokula, ibuka kalamuta. Because whatever they charge more than surplus. Road construction is the most corrupt fengo feel. They overcharge, so it doesn't make sense. No, something is fishy. And then as a National Assembly member, I think some of them they don't do their homework. They don't do their homework. Accept. You need to do it.
What point toti contramano e tinin kako ibe wuri kemele nat la mbela contrat bu do ko lay bank wuri keme ina kay to sign ye million kem mo ci ka yadi contract manola do ko dali suñaro ko ñawñending ibe contract manola suña kan bari mantra masa suña kan ba man sa contract sign o kala ay ko do bita a libera ya soto fapareta kala wuta contract mano ni ala do ko la lebu sa o man sa ko dala business to bar man sa ko da fana ne député bumula wala responsibility mu la lekata ka fo lafta ko dola député ya wote e ko d'accord ko do felente sa mu nan man sa bo mu do na ko député bumula ka contract mano bo kana député bumula man sala ko bonang ya na député bumule ko do nyinin ka ko take ndebo bunda fanga ma
ha because talo ni mo contract ka jang Africa we know na be charge ro aka moyle
konde nembe moy kam way mbe moy
ning jang ning contract manol be charge ro kala
yeah
most of the times they factor in kickbacks in the kickbacks will mean dealer it can factor le and momo kana min kana aka fight kai pruga ko yala contract ko kafu I know that ko ni te ko approve ko fanana extra kickbacks ko approve so whether permanent secretary or whether director of technical service or whether minister lomba e beke news contract ko no all of them so andum eka je worka ke problem moti bayila ko contract estimation or doke like for instance sometimes e kana amine kake mo fananje janne like contract ko do charge during the contract silo tara minister la area leto or like somebody in high positions in government he will tell the contractor come in silolem abe jefana abe gravelo bonna that area to make easy access for this particular senior civil servant or minister no jele so and that contractor more cost in that or is a bungo lo bula wala sila doko kono abe bungo lo la mole wokono so all these things happens here all be krajane and maybe more cost wokono akrajane you didn't even the beginning of the first republic the beginning of the first republic or contracts if akrajane silo ka ta 5 tembe kana je ka bula do bula kono mi anka contractor ma bula kono so wo surplus civil contractor kana aka tanal ko al ko do bantale albe ni kala so kana amburu ko ka fenneta contractor bulo ka bula kuro la mi mantara o safari mi mantara wala estimate franco wala fanan ketan wala fanan kekele
nafte slangata KMC alla KMC la bumba to ngata gi sai bawo I fanambe nomination mo le kon sai ma kan ka siaje ka ba siari adum tonya ye campagne que le pour yelo area council la bari comme alamanna no asotola bari ina nominate talbi ben suda na ta yake mo ke même ikono al kanyina fo mo ne ko ni mo la nyet tanko a jota 60% kamuru nan le atelier comme KMC ko to 40% to man sa ko tawo da maneta e ke 60% to murundi nan fo atelier nyin sanjulu lo kono alla 60% kanal ba o dolle kana
no yes we factor that under Bensouda's administration he ensures that we abide by that all the time honestly mo se jamani la tonya ni la Cairo ni la Kaburoto we always factor that and the audit reports will confirm that internal audit masakan audit le internal audit sorole masakan audit external audit sol kanale be nenemo fall sort of with regards to that one and even the developmental minketa under Talib Bensouda will attest to those things you understand constructions of market and in construction of feeder roads And even without the support, the 25% development support from the government, Luale was saboting. For instance, all these local councils, their development budget should be supported by government at least 25%. Like for instance, near Silatangela follow Dokula and Marcelo, near base of a kind of 100,000 FA. Government provide them with 25 million out of that 100 million. So government is not doing that. That one is not forthcoming. But regardless of that, mbe concretical dokuka na nyantamunu dokula, mbe Marcel dokuka na nyantamunu dokula, and then even now we have a market expansion project. KMC wants to work on 10 markets. But because we cannot do it one time, because this 25% government subvention budget is not coming. The development budget support is not forthcoming. So, but when it comes to the 40 council, we are working on it, because I'm no longer there now. But we are working on that. I can rest assured council under Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Lord Mayor. I can ensure we obey by it. But that's law. Law le and no more can be law tinyaka.
Julo menta atel toyala atel mannaw kodosoto sa im fali samani roke ale kesi roke al ko muslim ne ko tasi show kono foro me kesi rola mansa ko diako ya musonye ntamuro la ndoku wala le mansa ko diako ya do kula le ntamuro do ka tata modo batali yele dal beto do ko do fanya woto bang mane yo be nati nato o ko stop adi mo fana ko take nataje ko be mo arandi atel kama katali kichkichi diakuya
yes abaraka bake kulbamfa aku yaje Gambian society Gambian society for Mount Willie Ebuka Diamo. Me, I want to believe that the society for sometimes we are corrupt, because all this thing that is coming up is either we lack basic information with regards to what is happening, or we condone corruption. Because now the way things happen and how silent the Gambian society is, it's very negative. It tells very negative of us. Because follow me to able for a developer. Me at a developer, ibeka kafule quickly ko kele corruption. Everybody wants to deal with clean money. No one to associate yourself with drug money. No one to associate yourself with stolen money. It will catch you. Ika teacher doku itarola, balu itarola. Molu lafta walla. Anu ningame more recognized. Abekola la prungata. So I definitely surprised at some point, because everything near for okay. Minister Lotajane in cabinet, in parliament, Dr. Samate, Ako, there is high level corruption with regards to COVID fund in his ministry. After in front of parliament. I am surprised up till now, parliament man government condition they investigate government from a commission to investigate that ministry. And then we hear that ministry of Education in a COVID allowance will amandi up to the extent that it has strike for how many days? How many, almost 1 year or more years after funds were disbursed to other ministries? So that means when the Ministry of Health here for, that means other ministries also, they tamper with those funds. But up till now, we don't know. There's no investigative panel set up to investigate those things. And you want to tell me this government is ready to fight corruption. But they made they fold their hands, their eyes on those things. Came seeing the corruption of fight camp. He said no. Because Minkata, this lady came hungry. You know, sometimes when people came, when we come to certain institutions, in Jibos, and so she thought maybe KMC, because we are counting millions, there is a way to go about it and eat everything. So, but sometimes, Modo kind of like, you know, but near the history don't you be, I call the blood because there are audios Winkata blood to Judol Bala, Cool Bala. I don't want to come to that. But I mean, KMC, I mofula Sabataraji, me alonko, they are corrupt individuals. They expose her to techniques to eat money. Man, as a CEO, sometimes you have people, your subordinates, who will tell you this is how you should do if you want to benefit something. You are the CEO, you cannot be here. But when she confess, I'll house rent, I she need hi-fi, she need things, you know, a sort of allowances. In fact, at the first month old, she took loan of $8,000. So she came thirsty of money. So she has financial problems. We don't know how. We don't know why. You understand? So, Anissa and Juroba council me and personal loan. I mean, staff welfare. So, saying staff welfare covering Atenata. Welfare association more for the Jao and Sanyang Woli or Fai, idea in Fai. When she told Mayo, go, I want to do this for staff, Mayo can go there. Because you will become, you are going to put council in more debt. Because already the staff welfare, they are in default of a loan payment in trust bank. Me along council was made to pay that. Because a council used as a corporate guarantor, and then at that time, then I take along there is another CEO me okay. But that CEO general will approve dismiss or like a suspend. She was quick to resign. I know no. Because I don't know I think it was wrong. After a corporate because all be the same staff association, they are this executive, 3 members of their executive. They come and tie your hands around that corrupt deal. So that it will offense as CEO. So a previous CEO with Trust Bank, so what they end up doing, if you can balance over $1 million, it will okay for your card, so bank can now deduct from KMC account. So come and tell you we summon emergency meeting, that particular MP, that particular CEO are resigned. So that record is there. So Kabrate Nata, you know, 2 years on, it affect Cameroon the same thing come. You understand? But then before Cameroon minka, you may follow Kaya. What default payment you KMC during the minna? This Sanyang, the treasurer of the staff association, is also the accountant number 2 at our accounts unit. I for COA, so after council, minka da coming council or clear. Council your bank. Mayor insists the staff welfare fund will refund. They will deduct staffs and refund council. So a staff or deduct a council refund. Atabina what I mean? What refund to the 600,000 for a council return from the staff welfare fund. So this Sanyang and then the other assistant president of the staff welfare. Well, this is what is happening. They are deducting us to pay to refund council of a loan default council on our behalf. She instructed Sanyang to squash that deduction. I have stopped. As that finance prior was stopped. So about 600,000 BJ staff welfare mommy refund to council because of that default payment. So at the Sanyang Muneke, he removed that figure from where it is a suspense account to hide it. You understand? Now, the next step, we're going to go another arrangement with this land allocation. So, the history is there. It will not work. These people, they defaulted in their payment. Council is made to pay, and still we have a balance of 600,000 Ibaminjo. So don't go there. So after Mayo for the second time, Mayo Mansong. So the best option as a to commit at first a guarantee, corporate guarantee dealer without the approval, because then Mayo Damata dealer no ala. Mayo must come to General Council for General Council to approve it. So it's about Mayo alone, it's about General Council, people's representative, all the councillors, 19 councillors for Mayo. So it as CEO, if you tell Mayor, is to inform Mayor to take the matter to General Council. But say ni Mayor must have General Council, Mayor ma afengi. CEO, when you come to General Council, after General Council, but no, you bypass the Mayor, you bypass the General Council, because you corporate guarantee, corporate guaranteeing. letter of Safe to forge it. To forge a letter, council is guaranteeing a staff welfare fund to take a loan amount of $12 million. Yes, tampo kije, ye meo la signature forge, ye bekije. E munta kota ke manda wala de. Kabrio samba, iko bank ko lefta lo natul be njura nyaadile, staff jumal le ba atala. Ili sita kota ke yo fanan be forge. Without consulting those staff for whom you said you are going to, take this loan for. Ikobe loan tala mun toyala. Purka kordal donte ka korda sanke dontala. Imam afo moeje 37 of them. Ye beto list, ye la pay slip, ye la payroll, ye la pay amount of safe, ye la signature fenke. Ya samba bank ko nyin 37 wolebe korda nyin tala andu mbe wole dok la purka loan nyin jo. Wol makalam. Oh, correct.
But it's not totally jere.
And that is for staff. You don't tell we are not staff, we are councillors.
Okay.
No, we are not staff. It's the staff from CEO down, director of service, director of finance, the account staff role, senior staff, particularly for senior staff. Yeah. So your loan letter, in other loan joke account. So somehow a member of the executive committee of the staff welfare fund who was not involved in the whole transaction came to know about it. I said, because all this dealing, they can make it on behalf of the staff. 3 members of the staff welfare association only back came with the CEO. And the CEO, what is funny, she signed the application, loan application on behalf of the staff welfare fund. She's not a member. She's not supposed to sign. She's not even supposed to write a letter to the bank. Among the member, is the CEO, but staff welfare association is a different entity. So Atamaina can act on behalf of it. They have their president, they have their executive members, they have all of the members. So they should sit, call Congress or call meeting to decide what they should do. She has no business with that. But at a personal interest, well, she pushed, can implicate, can incriminate. Because what is that? You forge things to incriminate yourself because of millions you think you're going to achieve. You see? So, capital of millions or nothing. They use 2 million or so because the actual land found amount is 8 million. So they are going to use 4 million equal other expenses. Demarcation cost, surveyor cost, and it's just the other 4 million. You'll be changing your term. So Kabini executive member knows this thing. Another mayor, Kabini Tamara, it a staff welfare executive, Congress. But we are about to call Congress committee, but then there is a loan application, this sitting executive here, Minke, that consulting us. This guy is the PRO of the committee, executive committee, me of a mayor. So mayor, are you serious? Yes, I see your commandee, I finance the director commandee, he better confirm. But how come how can you do this? You commit council to make council guarantee somebody without the general council's knowledge? And we can become a liability. This can become a liability. Passing default, we are going to pay that. How come mayor me and money to run that office and the councillors of the general council in Makaram? Mayor emergency meeting commander of directors, they all confess that the director of finance, mayor ya accountable because atemalef kanafo we direct because now if I CEO ya ba mirela fo aka stab in the back. So this is how mayor wrote to the bank to stop the trans because mayor mankolo from the bank mankolo from bejo wala ya jole bare ma musino ma be withdraw. So bank they asked the bank to withdraw to withhold the amount and ask the lady to refund the money. You understand? So let me not luckily it let me jo musinoya koratio nyi womo do mafa we send it but it let me talantalang it took a while before it go gather pruko jo. You understand? It took even almost 1 month to pay the remaining 900 or more pre the malio collect yojo. This is how it went. So we made a resolution, council resolution, to suspend the CEO and the Director of Finance and those involved, and recommend to the Local Government Service Commission for appropriate action. So, Kabiro Fuladaje, Permanent Secretary Minister, Permanent Secretary is the Secretary to the Local Service Commission, Local Government Service Commission. The letter is not addressed to them. It came through them, but it's not addressed to them. But I'm Minister of Local Government for copy. But the letter goes to the Minister of Local Government Service Commission to look at the matter and take appropriate action. So it all, he stopped someone a meeting for Local Government Service Commission to sit and discuss this matter. They wrote General Counsel Mam Power Soto to take any action against CEO, you know, blah 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 blah. And we also wrote this thing, police, fraud squad to investigate further. Council not know, or mayor not know. Why would you report? Who will report yourself to the police and investigate? Does it make sense? You are corrupt. You know you are corrupt. You go to the police, come and investigate me. You are okay. But the mayor wrote to the police, IGP, to do investigation. So, police investigation commencé the day this duo, these two people or three people report to the police fraud squad. From them that they don't stop investigating, those people should report to the ministry. So they report to the ministry. A police investigation or halt. What power does the minister have to stop the police to investigate a corrupt action? Fraud. So in Bundaje, they went to the ministry, they had a meeting with these people to look at minister suspend. The meeting also with the minister and the MP and the mayor and the permanent secretary. So they aiming for now. There's a clause in the Local Government Act that gives the minister to do inspection. Inspection has to be based on a petition or a report. So you people, I'll report like I'll report Safaraji. This is what is happening in council, so that we can have the minister can have the mandate to send inspection team. So reporter, you mean petitioner, CEO and the Director of Finance, Ofam Kadati, Keta, Oman doesn't take part. So CEO, Jao and Sanyang, the petitioner means in the ministry. To tell the ministry there is high level of corruption in council, there is this in council, you may assign your tender. So ministry, I will later alter a banker on that to write to mayor to tell him go based on this I have received a report against you that there is a high level of fraud, there is this, there is that, there is that. So I'm sending an inspection team. You understand? So in other words, mayor go fine. Let the inspection team come.
Of course.
So in other we receive them well. Is it a five-man committee or something? You see? So yeah, 21 to 3 weeks. A mobile interview. Everyone, CEO, but they came. But what happened is, Ministry for the inspection team in a report was not satisfactory to them. In a inspection team was Minister for some from Minister of Finance, Minister of Local Government, and maybe Attorney General Chambers. Will they mean find out? The reporter means I made a favor. Because if you can recall, until we have been calling, even Mayor requested to know the content of the report. They have been silent about it for more than almost a month or more. Remember, presidential election of Fontaine. Ima police know, Ima Findin know, because il after reporter mean for or reporter more for. You understand? Reporter confirms the position against the CEO and his co. In fact, it revealed many things, many more things. There was information. So to their disappointment. So
they got left in Gladlandina. Cabrini Nada, a reporter for Fapareta, Ibita, a local government, but the reporter do man to actually found Blubang, come and let's say Yaka.
Honey, Imam Metal key. yalo luwa e problem soto
continue to jam continue
yalo ntol meki ministry leki
ha
yalo what regulation in the act when it comes to setting up these inspection teams because the law also should stipulate that they should make it public as soon as they finish. There's no reporting to public. If the minister should be public, like all the reports. Because Commission of Inquiry it becomes public. But it's only about what we know where they are banned. It's ministry, but imagine told them information on. Imagine news, information the You see? So, but then we came to Noko in a report. It was not favorable to the ministry. Imake public for until the mayor demanded for it. No. What happened is they did not before the mayor demand for it through the courts. For instance, a more public they are not satisfied with it. So they want to make a public inquiry, a commission of inquiry. Because that one is not satisfactory, they want to introduce a commission of inquiry. It's still in the act of NBJ, but there are processes. So Kabri, okay, commission of inquiry summoned. We summoned a general council. It was wrong because up till now we do not know what the contents of the inspection report was. We ought to know. Investigate corruption or BJ. What is the content? So we took the matter to court. So when I faced it in court this case cannot proceed if you don't reveal, if you don't release the content of that inspection report. Court level, because KMC took the matter to court with our lawyer, good lawyer, Yasin. So, a commission of inquiry will be based on that report, and it cannot be based on that report if that report did not come to into public. So they had to release it. They released the report, and we came to realize the report will confirm and even added more. You see, the only thing I'm not happy with the report, like I said at the General Council, is leniency they emphasize, because sometimes Itafanko is guilty of fraud, but you are not recommending any legal action. You are not recommending any stand action. You should quote section. I think if the member of the judiciary is there, is part of the, they should recommend. I was an intelligence officer. I was one or two, three, few times of an investigative panel. We are more investigate of fraud. We quote a section in the constitution that you should be charged with. Because I was in the intelligence section of the army. National investigation for panel. I was opportune to be sent one or two times into national investigation panels. One or twice. And no experience is total. Different from army own investigation. You understand? So. So a recommendation report on, and I know maybe they influence they don't influence the outcome of the report, but they might influence or temper the recommendations a bit, because the recommendations with regards to findings and recommendations, I find the recommendation very lenient. If you find somebody corrupt and you find somebody doing forgery, you will be confirmed because I mean it's forgery, it's illegal, but they are not recommending any legal action. You mean confirm a fraud like, but they don't recommend any legal action. You understand? Maladministration, but they don't recommend any. So recommendation is not as, you know, among thinking feedback, but then il findings will be I told confirm in a position of confirm. You know, this is why it made it very easy for the court to dismiss some of their power with regards to commission. You want a commission of a market, because it already can't be back like inspection will be racely. So why a commission of inquiry? Court you be kuntila. So they suspend the commission of inquiry until further notice. Still in the water.
sai la training kala menna pour ngebula ye fansoto sai muso nyin ale anem membe nyogolu e ko yoki international do ko wala sai muso nyin ale
yeah mala bidami yalla badin ko indi ate maybe ate badin table but ye minki maki kensenke if go and find out what is his relationship with the first lady. It's the first lady's brother. So it means niman badi soro jaitel be fala. So you know me be ko you know me man fen soto wol bi janne wol man badi soto. That's how far they are able to help her. Amanta dokula amanta fenda. But you know me president la muso badi onti. Yo samba appointment la president la muso badi onti. Andu ye moment ko me anka investigation ko I don't know how ni mon masakunda ko motil ni be battle for case ya bayina appoint. Yeah? I know him, but then what happened is wrong.
Amadou Sane, Minister member Marlin Economy la, I bilo natile kaji ko corruption bill pour débito le carto fay member nes corruption no banno because nin corruption no mambo banko kan na banko titano koteke kati imaje minister kata ak julo ta afanga without amana député bungla sai der frente be jikri tela ila kuma kanke dian tuloe adum ibe confidential idia munyato ibe lima niar il faut kanto ni alana te député for example for private bill bu kata dano bang ila fahamuroto ka samba moli support ka samba député bungla ka je corruption o nying ay dang ka nin corruption o mandang man sakundato yamara population o mumo fang bet crop la bang population o mumo bet kan fano de bang population o mumo bet kan sunte bang population o fang kanta nyodom
ha corruption o ate bole nyama ning masakunda ma control masakunda ma molla give you police
hako boy ni
corruption ka kanake
hako boy ni yejio min namandi nganyim play ya moy honorable wala mo corruption wala quoti kata ning funding ko 10 kilomilla nyaaje corruption bo futu faring tel banko kan na kodo kan na silode dano na kodo kan geodat no mole na kodo ka kurang marano na mole banko kan na kodo ka han internet buka sotono na banko kan manjanata corrupta kami ngay nin kamen na ni ta député bon la fay be private bureau nat la no la ba corruption la ko kami amal sane memfo ako fa tama amanka ko tak
ase wo nte momo la fa gambia do kula ni man corruption man breka kale ifoni te kambe do kuno comme mol ka fo nyaami ani comme ka fo en contante ka moy ngaddi amunin confidence la ni asike lo ngole manke bare mo do biye buka sunya ina ka wulule ngata ko raja mato nen dole ya moy ko Carlo fama de safo ifama mutonya fola balti fo be bole fala imama mutonya fola balti fo be bole mamala imama ka tonya fo ngajere fa nga because ye wala long maybe impona be yakala wala kada multali ni nyama ba ko le fo ifa be tenne de fo be bola la ba mala imama be tenne fo be bola la ba malo sa ndenganda mezo la wala la oto ninga moda fo jiko dinanga plantara udlato ndeta korla atakela corruption da mati fam na ko be mbula sembo na makelo na mba sembo ni la private member bila jarta ko kuta nata development on sakeno je atakela corruption da mati fam because sometimes ni ko be government but they will never come with certain bills means a government nafa abikela corruption da abikela kudu mi an kon tanga feel ko a jartante le pour que private member bilo sponsor wallahi makela surtout corruption because corruption ate garawta baba tum ni baba ko ay fendo mo fa banta ya inyaba femala be lori abe nyaari nyakoto ba niyama abeka juru corruption ko le kay na man control aka mo kendo le fontinya go mine kay mol kala fe kajo kende am na fasu tilimo man na fasu to kotake because ida dina no nyaadi le mol min be sunyaro la wolle be anu jang ndolka sungol ndolka wolle celebrate ko wolle ke ba futuoti mo min be mola place ta be abe kodo domo abe mola kodo tapala wolle ba fututa munu be ba kataka be fambale kan sunyaro la wol ma ke katalati that's the society ko wolle je and this is wrong momo na be do ka do kulana ala do ko na la soto jube ba anda create la question o tele minka la kan abota min for example president bina president yala ala fenko ala first nomination o molonde malon jelle biji ala asset declaration but then I don't think I took 5 million or see but how come this 260% and barola asset declaration is more than 200 million in 5 years?
It's too much.
200 million. Abobola min ala salary calculate by every month. I work bondi mundol and every Gambian nyim for news la dawda but no Gambian is thinking about that.
Nobody. Very daring.
Nobody. 200 million dollars. 5 years. Abondi min because for nin be mo tam la ka president sometimes sudden gift jama bi jemi sur yasur as president Gambang ko le tam. So we need to control the ministers who dawda asset declaration on yatakela dawda momo mimbegulu civil servants certain sectors ila mimbi ila number of compounds ila be declare no but asset declaration from for nu ate campaign kala am I implement and the corruption bill nothing so denga feel ko corruption o nimmo control abuka bang 100% but in banko la sendo bebe corrupt banko tita at least 60 to 70% ye killing 40% of the corrupt okay fisia more than 60% abe corrupt at then for 90 because molka nafata la ka tilling o site be tilling nyaabe be do wari do kula molka taraje kaje ko ite bimbe do kula be do ko nyaama ñu mimba tapale ake kanje wala be fenke kan so avec secteur beto even na document passport di dulal ni man dugo ke bu ke passport te fintila 3 months 4 months ni man ni saraji adu sometimes Gambian fon le ka gam dokulal corrupt ni like ita you want something a service very quick the normal process ita kala iko ka fengol di njegi guru iko njegi guru it's all corruption sometimes you pass something on the in the envelope pour ka jeko ila passport o wala service o ID juna or you come and do something so that you can tax min jola so it's both ways understand yenda ka kontena min jo ya clear ite yenda min jola ita jola ye fendu nak bangno mi yanko we don't even know what you brought in because ye molle joka jeko ate scan ate inspect la all those things are happening so at the end of the day borderlines how many things good ka jola min yanko buka tax yenda min jola tax jele ka so wala even if you want to fight it, you have to be strong. The level of KMC is very difficult. introduce here because ni more need data somewhere to let them like all the bare. If you want to use technology to use certain services, more ila fenko call a bare. You know, and these are some of these, you know. So it's high time. I will come back up private member bill. I can introduce it, and I'm ready to introduce it to finance it. Kajoko, I'm ready to answer your question. Yes.
Voilà, left ibula la tata, but come a clean left off and for them. Nka diptor ni kala. Ite be tembo mento. If I some corda be bulle baby me kono be tembo mento ba.
Mfansum corda be mfansum keno be bulle. 25 by 50.
Voilà, katonya je mba ko fo kanteng ko le ben na député wona ma fangala ka wosan sanjulo député ko taw député ko tanata e ke kordata mansala risaf ka di député wala wa dol bije o mansala risaf dulalu e kanata ko take ya busi e kunkutiola ya ka risafti o risaf mansala risaf o mansa mo kana ko take ak karda di 35 di député wala at the same time ya busi kunkutiola China tadi mola at the same time ikana watch mola ko take ikana ja oil jo bla beto adu mansala risaf adu na problem o soto yundum tato a problem o haynlar yundum ko be sulari la kunkola député wol hayna doli talu wafile adu ni lafta corruption o bam banko kam Musa Badji Mansula Mansabulu kombon kolla kunkolu kabila dunko la kunkolu kanata wota e kori safulu hospital mallo woto mallo woto fumne bitake ka woto Musa Badji ba kuntla wole ani Ibrahima nyolu ani Fadira nyolu ba kuntum ka wolle adu sandiru damman igala fonko askeno ye boy askeno de continue sai ndol danno wala bank Musa eta banki ay kodo donto ay korda sang ay korda donto kodo donto ay korda sang ala korda la banki jo damani ndenga mara wala kumata député sanjulo sunju député ko dole dina ça fait ça kunko bas le mit ko def je nyaadire
Bamfa kontanta bakay ñini ngañi nak kabri akuo ma rek ngalo ne ko hakilo dami may kanata wolto parce kunun fam me house to house la nimmo baka jaka ndaga ñim fola meta fam nde nga feel ko wo is very wrong
of course
nde Musa man sola free gift la ma sama ñana free gift la ma ñandam fo ñu la wala ka alfudi di mo la like that
thank you very much
yalla masakunda is wrong and I can say it anywhere momo yata yeminta is wrong because naka député they are one of the highest paid in this country. They are one of the highest paid in this country. Ni mole bunya di la foye sarali so mi haita odandam e moto di license ba fuel e beta male padi mo sotla. You should be able to buy your own compound. You should be able to build it. Ni ari de foro mi ka refaidu. For example now, government is 3 branches: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Now, near the Fengol Bela, deputy Lamon, Jojol, who is giving them land free. That is an arm of government. Jojol, Jojol for land free. Then all the ministers should have land free. So every currency now cannot be sort of Gambia. Me, I think government is to empower social security to make land affordable and accessible to Gambians. There, MPs and all Gambians have equal access to buy land from Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation. It's a land sign at the cheapest price at your own money, not free. Let them empower more Social Security and Housing Corporation to make more land. So what you see is this private estates going into more land allocations than Social Security. What is stopping them doing that? The last one is Java and Sukuta. They should be doing more of that. Government should empower them, give them more for affordable prices. MPs and everyone enough to buy him land, and if he manage himself properly, he is enough to build himself a house. So amanya naka kredika kododia eka free what services. Mata tala consent kalno wala yasafe bi yalandi ko hana kada ko ntata tala anumba against that if I am parliament. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Isa fono ile campagne kono le I kafunyo UDP deputy le kamwe ko more manya nenyi sifa continent because UDP la sinkang pour Gambia dingbe mo le kay corruption oy stop mo le banko samba sila kendo kam UDP la sinkang ani UDP deputy from kana d'accord ñun ko sifa la sila at mo te sila na UDP fan la bang because of they man d'accord ñina man d'accord ala du man pare ka d'accord ala ne musamen ko inata kankangara kunkola maybe yetadi la not to buy friend yetadi la same because him same difficulty ko nemu badibu yetadi la badibu o yetadi not to buy no friend bari kombo kolla kunkoli be bankam for zero kunko tiyol bu kari nako sotono ite fala alla ñu planto je to dum fam ñe mol kin trakito pour kankambe joswan kolla nako wajibe ba mol ma hani la bal woso no al kana wo wafi mol la e kana mol la nako to kana fa kanya je kura moli nda against la la dum against la le UDP député pareta ko sifala ndaba against la le ni de France kafu non tema against wala ka kunu yalla muna sam kunu yiba ikake député ko tol melialon kon telga keba nyamali samela député woni bata makati e data kombo e be loi sola e be député yala ninte la mol bonanam boromol kono e kana jiya keba nyamal kunna kata passeport nyini ko ka do ku nyini wala labang e ko kadila ko permo ko mol ke la wala ina si wala ka ko ari nyokan ko e na mol mel be santole kana fa député kunna le labang hani wulta ko tamino mol la permo ko alina keno nyini e fangani ya lo e si fanson cordale sokno namalo tumo yaka wala kama barsa afinda be ke kan ko mi ko nilu walon saw sanjulu ko continue ka e de France ka funo mtemale moduma député kunda meeting to ka ko against
okay bamfa janila
bamfa
lo nyindo be nyin kala kekendo
ka fu janila ndombi kala ngin kala kilim plus kala en
okay nyanyi ndo jabi after mo be nyin kala fenna nyin ndo jabi
okay comme ya fujami ni asara wole mala history di but then there is another way around it because in America it a house rent dibido be bani ka wala nyaani se bungo ta jane ko nga jara dibido jele mi anka be talinding ala be dibido ko roñi bungo la ba na jara na ta state talinding so ka house rent di le bungo ta ba ni ata man keno fana e dula min kundu ise ni masa kuna to ka dibido bula in a very comfortable place de dem bil quotas yanara nyin kene kilineta ye ko e bunjam baloje bunjam fula saba the number of dibido mi bije apartment no le taraje parking garage mi alon ko député sang ni de boroje ning tambanta dundo ganeta wala ite be boloje do ina député la quotas maybe moso understand fan ba ko mi ga boko ka banko ka didete ata ni de boroje fa sañulu ka di député la gata banko titano nyama te mota pro ni kuflalem house rent bijele ya dila ya laloise o quotas bi mi alon ko time to time every 5 years abi check député te boroje ye move out do ina e dum maybe for that but now man ko te pruka keno dila yata no
excellent kekendo lafte nyinin kala after ngene bula dia
kekendo bismillah
yo ala baraka wake honorable baji nge come back honorable baji I just want to have you on records kan nyinge mobile la because saying tembo be damento e ka memfo maningol ko ning tulbun kliye tulubun kile muka nyate baraka kungoyela yeah so that's why I just want to have you on records ila loyalty to the UDP we know you are 100% UDP you have been 100% UDP but saying lafta ya fo on record c'est pour sama kambala ni ku kata se nanyim fundi ni wala ngafo ko de ay nyina fo non kuno ibe UDP jamfala fayte UDP jamfala ni dara
jamfa aha
ni dara
jamfa wonke foro
ko ngaje ko honorable Musa Badji UDP ya kate gagnendi le saya mu député olati ñaato ko ngaje menu ketani kuno wala sabu bi bula e fananda ko ibe UDP jamfala fo se sino la ngani mira ko mun ko honorable Musa be UDP jamfala la faka la fraude anu jamfa manke fraude aji kori UDP is the first party nda joint minto Musa Ali moli enje minto ngamin fanana ID voters membership card. UDP is the first party and I want it to remain like that for the remainder of my career. It's stand of parliament sometimes in either party doing for matter policy killing. The way you think, the way they think is different. Or is possible. Yeah, family. One develop conduct kakele. Sometimes the way particularly the way they approach national issues is different. But UDP from bula because in lafakata NP pile. Walang kata dohile walang kangunga UDP le bula. No. Asabe alandi ina natawo moila. So it is safe pour nga foko Honorable Musa ya for the B 28th of March 2022 ko at a UDP jamfala we are safe to say that. Ke jamfa because of money, because of policies and other things. No. Whatever my policies are, even if it's not in line with the party along na deputy carry nina mala miroti. But the majority of my deputies sonda will go in for it. But party bula because of that. I don't think. But me, I believe ko party party because of ideology. Me, I believe in the UDP and UDP programs. And I believe ko UDP Gambia all over Gambia. That's what I believe in. Because the party sign as we speak. And then UDP bula me. Honestly, don't speak. These parties I'm seeing. And then UDP bula no me. Thank you, Honorable Badji. Ngela UDP kaya sudela andung fendo me alongo mandaw sodo, but come on, just to commit everybody mu me alongo naka interview so saying mobe commit one by one. Wala sabu no ngani question on pusika, but it's good that ya for santo mobe amoy biwasoli ala moy, so that really happy. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Beres asod. Baraka kekendo bari Musa tonya rantere hakilo bat no ron take mol kalindi len ka fo ele ka billahi wallahi tallahi te UDP jamfala. Barbawo ni kekendo ya kilibando kele excellent kekendo baraka baji coming ke moli naka because muna tinnan kake nte diaspora encore sai malafi akatanya lokomi ko nyemo sawo meyente jamfa mbokana la no malafi la mo ko fangala wadna ko ndeke kalindi le ngamol me be kalindi e ka fanyel billahi wallahi tallahi de UDP jamfa ado mo so e balade kekendo abaraka bake Musa nyatling talinding kola ani yatling talinding diaspora la ani yatling diaspora kola e be sula la mako sifa juma la diaspora kol bulu men si mako no ala kilai kela mol commandi ke karto fay Musa Badji o men si Musa Badji finance no tisa tola ya finance o men si Musa Badji kodinding kino ay abe sanso sanno menna kata campagne kala ani yatling talinin kola ide promisco lafta nyine kalale ning mansayat because ma kala wasta poltole ka janjandi te fan finance a janjandi nole bismillah abam fa baraka baki nga follow support nyemi fo na nyam risele ku ko ta nyamalle mo niyo ko yari na bare mol kana lamfu more can give up on the Gambia, so to diaspora, do not give up on the Gambia, do not give up on the Gambian people. Tonyalam presaya atarnyam bengajele. If these talks to get control National Assembly, manyene bulele National Assembly control. Ne akata korek Gambian be batala barafan be batala katung tahu batabi yang katule chori katule call atule kakodole kina moli jang. Ni mani boto da koleata alfanan atuka femba bi yakala alfanan kan karo nika 10 euro kino saybe 100 euro le kirana oto saying alfanan kelo aluna ka lek kelo mati kadum fenjama bi dunu jama bi jang hani to finance ministry yo for remittance bin gabonan diaspora we Gambia ma ko bakela Gambia champion yandi bakere oto do not give up on the Gambia en aluna ko adimitale mol ni ko yarne bara anga continue ka patio support ka patio la candidate support
talindinde abe mbakata will have support. Will have in terms of people. Finance buka kanyang ngalone science and ngakando ko president 500,000 a day molla. Ela molla and they will buy voters, they will do that. So we also need support. Ninta fania pola nyoy. We need support. Akira nyanya you know, there are certain things that follow, you know, online right now. I know who are listening. But then I know we need support. I need support. Our people campaign team needs support financially, morally, physically, materially. You understand? We need it anyhow we can to make sure that we reach out to every corner of Talinding, and then because T-shirt of Kanya, print again nomination. I'm the only one who printed T-shirt. I on my own. You know, if I have anyone donating more T-shirt, I will, because every time come all T-shirt. I'm doing the best I can. I print up till now, phone like I print. You know, I am having few supports, a little supports from individuals. But then nomination was expensive. Campaign also is expensive, and then the intensive campaign you are engaging is also expensive. So individually to me, to my campaign committee, to somebody, even to you, Bamfa, through anybody like the campaign kono strategy milandi, but then sometimes at son of finance. So appeal I'm happy that you nyinka be diaspora ko be ilala wala ni ma ko di make, even if you t-shirt or jo blato ko nyalta t-shirt kambaje or brochure or anything, or I will pay for transport for this, or ngata fuel ko pono tajana. We don't need cash. Sometimes more safako I could only delay ba kala nyaade, but then nimi ngata fa sa material ma di ko fuel ko pon t-shirt o jo jana ngata pikje, you know, brochure or flyers jojana ngata pigje, and it will help. Whatever help we have, we will appreciate it. You know, okay, fulanja telling call ipaleta palingola. And then the best impression I get, people don't want to vote on party line most of the time. Mojama jemi nga vote NPP le lungolo se dum korna ko me an ko sa foko nga vote NPP, but we will vote for you. We assure you. Some will tell me mantra UDP, but I'll vote for you because UDP brought the candidate. So some tell me mantra mono, you know, we've seen Bankobe Kolari Nyamine. I regret Ganga Katefa Nyamin. So we have to undo that by voting for the right people in parliament. Mantra Katefa Moye, maybe that yes, wrong in parliament. So Kalinim Fana Wakili, Benga Mutanyo Feonyama, Kana yes, robust parliament create, because the impact is going to be felt by everyone. Nalone be campagne kono. 500,000 yola di la député la pour la carte ol sang. Imam 500,000 di mol député la covering 2 years ago, 3 years ago, price na marché doku wala adi musuka folla wala kuke. E opportunity sodon 500,000. Abinu mindole 2 years ago. Ay 500,000 député la adi musuka folla wala adi youth kafolla wala adi football team wala. Ye fan develop. But then how can you wait until campaign? You got 500,000 di for what? Pour ka molla carte sang. Yal duku nim 5 years tambida ngana murun kolya ko for the next 5 years mo gameno mayna sonna wala anu ngana sun karol kono mbajele be sukur jama dila to use it as a campaign e be jama dila to use it as campaign be majim bor jama dila to use it as campaign gameno mayna sonna wala, because janning woka si mani bodola dala kolya mo buka subsidize mo mang mani boto di mola jang mo man taba boto di mola jang mo man sukur boto di mola jang kolya mi be kering election ni scientema al kala family da maleba ba kan ani diaspora min ka ko dol kiyay na ni atul min ka ko to jang woni do sun karo sita wewo sambe nan a dira political kamade e be carte fayla murna je taji ko fo carte fayna la muro gambe non se hakilo tu mol kan no mo sunduku kan sondo mot ka sunduku ni lam balitol kana e ka fay hakilol kan ka fay nyoko président woni carte fay ni man député kendo ni man député dial mi bala to ite buka président o sembintu ya ñoka président o sembintu ya ñandam fangole sembintu ya o sembo be mo lebul président o pour ka ni ka sembintu ya ndi fa ka député kendo le dial because ngalo no ko président a c'est l'afrique do ko ke ñawa ba ni corrupt parliament babu corrupt cabinet babu ministre dol biel mi anko dia corrupt dia still corrupt mo li yali corrupt act la ye corrupt sunya ye solom corruption la jan hani those people are ministers ika feral la ni mi anko ko do mo la ñame mo ñaka ide parliamentaire o samba parliament mimma long ala bulwana maralo abdula yesa fenko la mi alonko no kifaro so fa mi anko ministre be ñin kabel ko no mi anko they have foreign account in France. So, in Parliament, the president of the check. Parliament is there to check the whole cabinet, the processes of ministries, stakeholders, private government institutions, and parastatals like NAVEC. NAVEC Jube, Gambiel Jube, it is coming from a network. You do know our gateway is provided by, it goes through Senegal now. From Gambia to Brussels direct, but now it's go through Senegal. All our services are going through Senegal now. So it is crippling our economy. What are the public policies towards that one? Even our natural resources, natural reserve, they are in a process to bring Fatala to Abuko Natural Reserve. So that because natural reserve, wildlife, parks and wildlife, arrangement can with South Africa and other to take some animals can upgrade. Kabri Olo. Yalo no ninna lunda ol bita Fatala na tourist ol bekata Fatala 75% of their tourists come from the Gambia. So when they know that, they know okay, to cripple wildlife, we have to go and invade the Gambia. They come and they want to use the ministry to make an arrangement to bring Fatala animals or samananjang. Need to about bisa they give us trinkets, chicken change. It will look better. Why not Gambia to function beangol from South Africa or somewhere? Why do we need Fatala to come and here? Why would we need Gambia to use Senegal as a gateway to provide us internet? Why would we need even Trans-Gambia trade is been hijacked by a Senegalese businessman, Futa. So there are issues, at the end of the day, the economy is all going. So you don't have National Assembly members who are conscious of development issues in this country. We will never go. Because President Mukaka Atamalo, Afansansang Lonalela, if they are crooks, who should check on them? The check and balance is National Assembly. The oversight function National Assembly plays on ports and on other things. Ports reports. So how can you control corruption if National Assembly is not robust, it's not strong to check on ports, to check on these parastatals, NAVEC, Gamtel, and other institutions. They are source of employment for the Gambia. GPTC, GSTC, Mimbejan. All the parastatals, they are vibrant. They all crippled now because they don't have a proper oversight function over them. Corruption. We remember when Manja was trying to control corruption in social security. Because even the government helped to entrench that corruption by removing Manja and bring their own puppet. Now they remove this guy, Fatajo, and bring somebody not even you don't know. So this is how central government controls these parastatals, and these parastatals they should be semi-independent. Government should have government should have little influence over them, and it's National Assembly who should ensure that happens. Because this is IMF recommendations in the Economic Recovery Program in 1985. The PPP government. It's because political interference at the time. Economic Recovery Program to create boards. Those boards should ensure the administration of those things. So if that board is still in the hands of the executive, how do you expect that place to work? So the board should be independent of the. I don't subscribe to the law that the president should be dissolving the board and appointing his own board. Or I don't think so. Because if you want, we've seen in the APRC region when Jammeh used this place, social security to bankrupt them. 200 million can be on the account of Ashifati. Because you know why? He has the power to appoint and fire the director. He has the power to dissolve the board. So for me, these are some of my contribution in Parliament would be to the executive powers in the control of these parastatals, like NAVEC, like GPTC, like Gamtel. Yes, Jammeh did the same. Gateway project control. All the funds are the private business. All the funds are coming between him and Mohamed Baji or what. So if we want to move, these parastatals should be independent. These parastatals, they should be independent.
the government institutions, they should be independent. But this so-called independence doesn't exist. All Pura. Imagine Pura. Pura is controlled by the government. National Assembly is oversized, but it's not strong. Because if you Bamfa come here, you want to open a TV. If the president knows Bamfa was a UDP, I said deny no. Pura will not give you certificate. It happens with UDP. Falang came with a very nice idea to mobilize funds for UDP, whereby he make arrangements with 𝐇𝐎𝐍 and 𝐴fricell. Nimi a credit card sang. It's a post note to certain account. You are donating to UDP. UDP can raise $1 million in 3 months. When the executive and he went to buy approval of the but when the executive knew about this, a Pura director falling fought with. And Pura was institutional to me and Gambia Bele staff,
of course.
But when the executive know that, they remove the director and replace it with somebody and squad arrangement. So this is the damage it can do if the executive is in control of the institutions of government or the parastatals. It's still no development at all. Telling people, I'm ready to work for 𝐶ity. Now Gambia bonding banko bondi barsuto katalindi bondi. Like my women's development fund, my youth enterprise fund, and I will have in the sports, even in sports, government do anything in sports. Imagine our only stadium is closed. Government president is leaving us to go and launch and open a stadium in Senegal. And you know why Senegal is building that? Because Senegal understands the revenue sports can create. In the next minute, you will hear them apply for hosting World Cup, or they will want to host African Cup of Nations again. Well, you know what income that brings when the tournaments are being hosted? They know that. We don't know. This stadium is built by China in 1985 up to now. Maintenance bound to make sure it is functional. Government cannot do that. And you pay you pay your podium to go and celebrate Senegal's achievement. As we speak, Gina Bass, at least training in Senegal.
Yes.
Because there is no athleticism stadium in the Gambia. You see, that's not the same a whole country. We have people who are aspiring to become international athletes. They don't have a stadium to train. Government don't even factor that in their budget. How to have an athletes stadium. How to create Gina Bass. Because this is our employment for there is no sporting field here that is being developed by government. Not basketball, not football, not volleyball, not tennis ball, nothing. All these associations that are existing here, government, it are following the government can fend a dealer. So how do you promote increase employment, remove unemployment? Because these are all sorts of employment. Sports creates employment. It's not an entertainment. Employment venture. So until government realizes that we should invest more in sports to create employment for the youth, we will never go. So me, when I go to parliament, that's what I'm going to advocate for. Most increased spending in sports and sports infrastructure development. Increased spending on youth enterprise development. That's what I'm going to advocate for at the level of the government. And I will fight for it to be included in the budgets, programs. And in Talindi, at my level, I will raise funds at the constituency level to do some to support the football teams at the Nevetan. I will have an MP trophy. And every year I will support all these footballs and even the road infrastructure network. As an MP, you ensure that the budget that is brought to parliament, how many roads is government intending to construct? Government should have included even feeder roads in their budget. And these feeder roads, when they are budgeted for it, they give the funds to council to construct those feeder roads. But even if 5% budget support in the council to construct roads in Mantarakeka. So, as an MP, I have a sila dogo Mantarankai. Ni government budget samana ita ajuwe government imela landi purusila dogo la Bangkoka. Ajuwe imela landi purusila dogo la. Ni ko alimi amambetia. Instead, I still for Alenta Mendokula, Study Valenta Doku, traffic of Raja. Say, Niboda Bricamida Banjulu, you spend almost 2 hours. Every day is 24 hours. Every day. Dokulal can late more movement. And time is money. So when are we going to have another road? When are we going to have other feeder roads to reduce traffic congestion so that goods and services become easy? Who is thinking about that? So government budget should cater for that. When a government stop to say we are going to finance 10 feeder roads in this year to in KMG, 10 in 5 in Brikama, 2 in this, you the council implement. Yes. But even the roads in Banjul, they went for funding outside. That's how it should be. So I'm ready to work for Talinding and my country. And Talinding goal is in Lahiro Dila, and Nakamo Dila. Go Ndeni Munubero to Ali Juweba. The highest education most of them have is grade 9. And parliament is not a joke.
No.
Parliament is not a joke. We send people who can read and write, who can understand.
Right.
Parliament Mankachanti, it's not a favor.
No.
It's not a favor. If you want to favor somebody, give him money or her, give him money, give him your own compound, but don't give parliamentary position for somebody as a favor. It's wrong. It's going to deliver services. Somebody with competence. We can't take high school dropout. Grade 9. You can call somebody debater. I have a booklet. I can't always study. Somebody who cannot even read. Somebody who cannot even tell you constitution. Abuka for no constitution. Abuka. Minfong sabeta abuka read no. How do you expect a person to understand what he is dealing with? The issues in the assembly. They are very delicate. So it's the most important job. So it's a job that requires thorough understanding of national issues. So manya nakasira kaju moju bereka padika tombong. I mean more kafonya. People are telling people that UDP got the best candidate, and Nimara particularly, and they are going to vote for me, not based on party line, but based because UDP brought them a candidate that is competent.
Of course.
So if you are in NPP, if you are in NPP, you are in DDC, you are in other parties, you are in other, and I call on you to support us in developing this country, and I to support us. Compare your candidates in Talinding and see who should deliver better. And I want my service to the people of Talinding, and then Montabula Jampa Molkono, and Nai Lahiro Dialako, Nalie Carte Faigne, Sanyibulo, Sanyilulo, back content no laliele, Musa Yinakinya, or Alphon Bafon, Musa Meka, but Allah Kilotuba, Dividend Balebu sign. I muneke alafoni kiliku kilimfo wala fula wala sabalba fono deputy minke wala sound kono teka ji sinya jelu. It's very simple to look back, to analyze what a particular public servant or national assembly member has done. Mo nyanda yenda ke fang contribute ka contribute. I muneke ko sema katefa kensa wala. I muneke ye because president na do ko lam ata fule no ko kameka na le cadre dina president do ko na man cadre dina president do ko keno president na do ko lam atna do ko atala do ko ba kande ba ifanyi ninka wala Talinding ko ifanyi ninka fo ile NPP deputy national assembly member mimbe nuje 5 years ay muneke Talinding wala masakunda fo ay muneke Talinding Talinding dorga kibri fo fe na je area council la kije nga kibri fo fe ala nin talib bensuda ani ala administration dorga fo Marcelo Silo ala nin talib bensuda administration dorga kibri fo fe na. But there is no government, not a single government spending in Talinding. As we speak now, Talinding needs a high school ever since. But then now my MP kada parliament from Kafuja ko Talinding needs a high school and nana mamoy o ka ko follow to engage Talinding committee ka delegational form kada ministry. People see you doing an effort towards that. Even at the end of your time, if you are not able to achieve it, people will know that you have made an effort. But no effort, zero. As if it's a malo money in Talinding. The school, they don't have staff canteen. Toilet or maybe Taliban mentioned the KMC through us hello. So there are a lot of issues. The market that are there. KMC hello. National inform to backfill them. So we don't see, we have an MP that is absent, that is non-existent when you need her. So how can Talinding people go back to the polls and vote for that particular person if we need development? For development, for advancement, and that person is me. I can assure you that person, people of Talinding, is the one speaking to you. Nali yalla kango di nali yalla sembo di nantale parliament animiso nte bula kono muk alto bula kono ala bende mala mo la hiro di yalla ngo kango di yalla bamfa
Aparka honorable Musa Baji contante la bake kuma kan confidence and kuma kan fana interest to most lamero keno kuma kan ni mo nia analyze nyamu yanding ikata wakna contante la bar lafte men fana fole ni UDP Unite wala min UDP na kilinti UDP United so programme woni as continue no le parce que lafta communication o tari empilning diaspora ko tema because wa don tel ka confess ba jambate député kamune bilo samba star confessing na député to kuma folanye ay
do tiba ay wa okay yeah
bari UDP TV media for example la ministre online for example isinano an normal député bunga tariato alessilo bulanoye for example face silo bulano wol fan fanaye yenal noma because keke kilinti nanyo famu ya kalo album mun bil mal vote kan abe yadan telal bang aman betia oh janni IC for example biro nata ya ko ditala Musa Baji bita ko nyin karankan na folo ka fahamu ya jandin tanallum abita national assembly ka diamuje ndel sinano nga nyinin ka bang mol sinano nga nyinin ka oye kan fayno mon la tala nyine kay nyine bilo nata because bilo nyine vote la o ta vote la because c'est conditional même because for communication o tari nal tema for communication tra anning alla député mol te alla talindi mol tema nga ñoo fahamu ya ñim programme man ko kabi dankan janne bari nale ñoo fahamu ya nga wul wala kama du jikita ko ita fana mba support la bakari njaay ko aba support la le asafo na tal député o ni altata al gagnindi kaje ko nale ñoo kalamuta nale itacca dan nyal kata karko fay député mo ya nal kata loi ni tambindi o alta tambindi la asati ko hakilo ci telku alla ko to kuma de volontaire kuma fali sining mental yalon communication te mol tema e kamo ma kuma do fo amon pare kafo communication bi de tron ne ñoo fahamu ya ida de te jabi la to kuma fole ma me yalon ko abe diminna bara sisi o bulano mori ñim bundala ñe dan wala ya ka a support lati ala abarka bake ala Musa ifana
ngo janika o nyanda ko man ka daniro ko o nyanda kelale bo so mo citizen engagement ledi nani ndiamol fankono nani consultation ko non dara yur ka fudo to jilfi kunda wol kamfa mimbe la député la Carola wala nyindi ko e buka abuke engage anum flanjango there was a discussion a bill at the National Assembly it had a engage for a fire committee position mo nyineti but I made danku atara vote against itola wish so welcome mata ende mbe Facebook page la mbe WhatsApp group also la mbe mol email address or release la because even in certain different countries people write to their members of parliament by mail concerning a particular bill so it coming from the new forum si for alamin Daniel Betara Jamin I will be available and I will advocate for that with my colleagues kajo ko wonyanda kelale we should engage our people because kuno fanga mo nyini kambi lanko ko fo dibile na kana to yaje na kay nyini ka ko nyin kula ka fo National Assembly fo ato la miro nyini kaje de mol ko nyahani woto ndela fakane o député si falti ko mo le kije mo la kan wala bebulu to ni ndaka diam la mo la kan wala ani te diam no la kan wala ni malo ka yimune mira miro mo minete o port ko ma batan
abaraka honorable kekendo
mutan di baka barka yakata problem tige okay honorable Baji all the best alma kayal ngambulu inshallah thank you